I started playing the piano when I was 3 years old, and I took Suzuki piano lessons. You know, you learn by ear, and I studied classical piano up until, I'm still studying it, so I never stopped. But I think Suzuki piano lends itself to jazz down the road because it's such a by ear process. So I kind of got tired of all the notes, and I was like, hey, I learned to play by ear. Let me keep playing by ear. And it kind of eventually led into this jazz world here. Yeah, well, I took piano lessons always, and I started out in Miami taking lessons at the University of Miami and taking some other kinds of courses, and I found out, you know, I had a good ear, and theory and ear training and stuff came naturally, learned a little bit about it. And I moved to New York and went to the Manhattan School of Music pre-college, where I studied classical piano, and then I found my way into jazz somewhere along the lines, you know, middle school, high school, and then I went to college in Miami at the University of Miami. They have a nice jazz program, some good teachers and stuff down there. And then I went back to Manhattan School of Music for my master's, so bouncing around. So that was like the formal training, and the informal training, I guess, would be more the experience that I've had, you know, growing up, kind of working with musical theater people, playing for singers, you know, discovering that alleyway. And then somewhere, you know, somewhere I went to jazz camp. I went to Litchfield Jazz Camp, and then I was around all these other kids that were playing jazz, and I was like, this is what this is what I want to do. I want to be around these kinds of people. So I met a lot of inspiring people there, and growing up in New Jersey, being in high school there, a lot of great musicians live in the town that I'm from, Montclair, New Jersey. And so I grew up down the street from Billy Hart, and also Christian McBride, who I'm now working with occasionally, lives there. And this saxophone player, Bruce Williams, he had a jam session at Cecil's Jazz Club in West Orange, and I would go there every Tuesday and sit in on the Hammond B3, and then eventually got the gig and was playing that, and you know, so that was kind of the off the bandstand education. And since then, I've gotten a chance to work with a lot of other great teachers and mentor figures, one of whom I'm with here at Newport, Herlin Riley. I don't have a light bulb moment where I was like, oh, this, you know, kind of blue or something like that. But I started listening to some Charlie Parker early on, and kind of hearing it and understanding it almost immediately. You know, some people hear it and they can't really hear it. They hear the notes, but I was kind of understanding the language, and it came very naturally, and I was like understood the harmony and the chord changes and all that. And it just felt natural and came easy. You know, sometimes some people go to a foreign country and they pick up the language really easily. You know, it kind of happened like that. And I was playing a little saxophone, clarinet at the time, and was playing some of the solos and stuff, and everything came together like that. So I'd say I started really checking out bebop, you know, in middle school when I was really young. Bud Powell, you know. My first paying gig, I'm not really sure. You know, growing up in North Jersey, there was a lot of opportunities, and a lot of people had bar mitzvahs and weddings and stuff like that. So I think I got on a kind of a circuit where I would play some solo piano for an event or something like that, and I would be paid to do that. And then somewhere along the line, I put a band together, and I have this quartet, which if you go back to and listen to now, it's like, woof. You know, but it was really my first chance to be able to, you know, play a gig and have a door cover charge and kind of do some promotion and have some people come and pay, you know, and then be able to pay the guys something. So, you know, it was cool to learn that way. Today I'm playing with Herlin Riley. I also tour with Kurt Elling. Ali Jackson, Brian Lynch. We have a record together, and we played at Smalls last night actually. We have a project with Billy Hart on drums, and I also lead a trio. So I'm looking to put out a record in early 2016. I do a whole bunch of other stuff. Well, Russell Hall is is in it. He's playing with Herlin today, and the drummer varies by occasion. Yeah, there's a ton of artists that I have not had a chance to play with. It's funny, I asked Christian McBride that one time, and he couldn't think of one single person he hadn't played with. But yeah, I'm very interested in playing with my elders. There's a lot of great people who are still alive that I've had a chance to play with, and some that I haven't. You know, some that I have are like Jimmy Heath, Jimmy Cobb, Tootie Heath. Some of the older, you know, get to spend time with Barry Harris, stuff like that. But there's a few masters like that I've never had the chance to play with. Roy Haynes, that, you know, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but you know, you asked the question. anyone older than me who I can learn from, you know. Emmet Cohen.